CNN announcing a big new addition to their Friday night lineup, Bill Maher's Overtime, as the network attempts to save their catastrophic ratings. Get this, last week, the network with their worst week in the ratings in almost a decade. Coincidentally, this happening the same week that Newsmax was pulled from the DirecTV lineup. Joining me now for more, the managing editor of Newsbusters, Curtis Houck. Curtis, great to have you back on.
Good morning, Rob.
So I thought this was funny. Liberals are apparently furious with CNN for adding Maher to their lineup. One MSNBC anchor tweeted this out. Maher is obsessed with this idea that cancel culture is out of control, yet he himself just got a new CNN gig despite saying outrageous things about Muslims, Arabs, and trans people. Then he called Maher a, quote, right-wing, reactionary, white man. Curtis, I thought Bill Maher was a liberal icon. What happened?
Yeah, I think it's because Bill Maher hasn't changed, Rob. It's really that simple. Bill Maher is still offering biting commentary that offends all people. I mean, he's notoriously atheist and goes after people of all religions. But I think what he's realized is the left has left him behind. The left has gone just so far beyond any sort of decency or basic ideology that, it's unrecognizable to him. I mean, Bill Maher nowadays is one of those people that when you watch him, he says the kinds of things that everyone else is thinking, or makes you think, man, I wish I would have thought of that. Like his commentary this past weekend talking about liberals and just elites in general with their private jets, the way he just went about it, just showing pictures of everyone. And the points he made that, yeah, we all love it. We all wish we could. But, if you care about the planet, you can't be doing this. It just, again, makes you think, man, that's exactly what I've been thinking, too.
Yeah, and he's effective because he's not afraid to go after liberals. It really started, over the last 3 years of COVID-19. But CNN, their worst ratings book for a week in almost 10 years. What does that say about where the American people are and what they want in their living rooms every night?
Yeah, CNN just is continuing to struggle. CNN this morning with Don Lemon and Poppy Harlow and Caitlin Collins has continued to struggle. It is the least watched show of Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN, so the biggest three major cable networks. It's again before DirecTV axed Newsmax, it was within striking distance. Primetime Newsmax shows were within striking distance of CNN. Morning show, and sometimes I had seen beat New Day, the previous incarnation of their morning show. And you see, tabloid stories on Radar now saying Don Lemon's a prima donna and he just doesn't like being second fiddle. He thought Poppy and Caitlin were going to be backup dancers. The point of all of this, Rob, is that Chris Licht is continuing to struggle. He said the right things for a while, and he's still sticking to those talking points, but they're just really stale now that he has not made wholesale changes. Yes, he got rid of John Harwood and Chris Cillizza and Brian Stelter, but we knew the rot at CNN under Jeff Zucker was just so vast and deep that he needs to continue to make changes. And yet, at the same time, because those people that are left, they're leaking to media reporters, Dylan Beyer, Puck, among others, to say, we miss Jeff Zucker. We miss our dear leader being able to tell us what to do every day. They don't like that Chris Licht wants them to do the news.
Right. I also think when it comes to Don Lemon, there is a gap between his ego and his actual talent level. I think that's become abundantly clear. So I want to get your take, and Newsbusters has been great on this Newsmax DirecTV situation. DirecTV a week ago today just dropping Newsmax from their lineup. They did it to OAN 12 months ago. And the difference there is, so Democrats controlled Congress, and it was OAN, not CNN. But yesterday, 17 Republican members of Congress spoke on behalf of this crazy censorship on the House floor. Ron DeSantis weighed in yesterday. Kevin McCarthy weighed in on Newsmax on Monday. Donald Trump last Thursday, and then again last Friday, weighing in on how crazy this is. What's your take on where this goes from here?
Well, again, I've said on the air the last week this crazy reality that Newsmax has been closer to CNN and MSNBC, which again have no problem with carriage and distribution and fees, et cetera, than they are to Fox News. So I feel like that's just not really a fair fight, that Newsmax should be treated more like CNN and MSNBC. And we should point out again, CNN has CNN International, which is also picked up on DirecTV as well. So they've got 2 channels, often simulcast, so it's twice the amount of bias on CNN for their nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, and MSNBC, the Peacock network, has all of their business channels, which Newsmax beats. You know, so I just point out the ratings disparity. And the good folks at News Nation, they haven't had a problem with distribution, but you guys trounce them on a daily basis.
No, and don't forget, we're in half the households too. Like CNN, you think about the number of American households they're in, and CNN International, and the other networks that are getting cable fees from DirecTV, NBC LX, which is geared toward millennials who really don't watch the news, Vice News, Newsy, which I literally hadn't heard of until about 10 days ago. They average like 8,500 viewers in the minute by minutes. Curtis Houck, enjoyed it. Go to Newsbusters, check out what they're doing over there. Curtis, we'll pick this up again soon. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Rob.